I hate both of you motherfuckers! I tell you!
How you guys doing? You want more? Then shut up! Shut up!
You may stick up for a socialist mayor because you may be a socialist reporter. Because I don't agree with that, John. John, the bottom line
What
is
true? What you're saying
what I
now or
said,
what you're saying
but
then? What's
Pam
the truth?
McConnell
Are you
and John Fillion. See, sure, walk away. It's the easiest way to do it. Pam McConnell and John
Answer
Fillion,
the
from what
question.
I said. Okay.
Answer the
All right.
question.
You just call him a fat fuck.
Yeah, why do you say that? Why do you say that? Well, yes,
Why did you just call him a fat fuck?
You did. You said that.
Barbara,
You did that.
Why did you? I just
And-
heard you.
That's
called
right.
him
You
a
said
fat
you heard
fuck.
it. Okay. What did you say?
What's
What did
true?
you just
You
say?
just called him a
you
fat
called
fuck.
me a fat
Why
fuck
did you
right
call
now.
him a
You
fat
did.
fuck?
You just did.
Why did you
Are you
just
gonna
do
lie
that,
about
Barbara?
that? Are you gonna lie
Hey,
about that,
Barbara, why did you
Barbara?
just
Are you
call
gonna
him a
lie
fat
about that?
fuck?
You said that.
You just
You
called
just said
him
that
a
with a
fat
witness.
fuck. Why did you do
Okay,
that?
where are you
I'd
going,
like to know
John?
what your editor
John,
says
come
about
here.
this.
I'd like to know why you going away. Can't you face the music? Why can't you say that? Why can't you say that? Why can't you say that? What you said? Yes, you did. You called me a fat fuck right in front of it. Right in front of it.
Why did you do it?
That's exactly what you did. No,
Why did
no,
you
no,
do
no,
it?
no. I want to know if you are a man.
Why did you do
If
it?
you are a man.
Why did you do
okay?
it?
No, no, that is not a process. That is an
Why
assault.
did
That
you
is a
do it?
verbal assault. That is a verbal
Why did you do it?
assault. That is a verbal assault. No, I am standing right here. That
Why
is-
did you do it?
That's exactly.
I want
what
to know why
said.
you said it.
that. You said that. No, this is a public space.
I'd like to know why you said it.
Why did you say that? You said that right
Why are
there.
you running, Barbara?
Why are you running, Barbara?
Rob, come on. Rob, forget it.
Basically, camera.
We had looked before at the culture budget, and the question was raised about the grants. And my understanding from staff is that those grants are in which?
There's no way I am going to sit here and take this nonsense. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, come
okay?
on, Council.
And you're not going to continue this meeting until I get to move that budget. Because this snake should be back in his cage where it comes from. You slithering snake.
Chairman,
He's the one who did it. I know he's a weasel, and weasels and snakes belong in the zoo. Okay, and I'm not letting this go.
No,
I don't care.
Councillor.
You guys can grab a recess.
It's
until I get to
unparliamentary.
move my
It's
vote.
unparliamentary.
We don't get those
You know, Councillor, there are rules.
he has to be removed, David. He has to be removed. He has to be removed. He scares me. I'm not.
Councillor, please. Council.
Mr. Chair.
Councillor, no.
On a
Please,
point of
members
You did it out of spite, okay? You got.
Members of council.
Mr.
please.
Chairman, on a.
No, members of council, let him yell for a minute and blow off his steam, and then we'll go on with our meeting.
We're going to sit here.
On a
No,
point of
we're
privilege.
not going to sit here,
A
council.
point of order,
Allow-
Mr. Chairman.
Please,
It is time that
Councillor
the chair.
Johnson, please. Let me please deal with the member that's there without everyone else jumping up and looking as silly as he does. Now let him just go for a minute. If he
It
doesn't
is
sit
time
down, I'll
that the
ask for him
chair
to be
brought
removed.
order in this council.
Fine,
chamber.
let me do that without
Do it.
everyone else
Call
jumping
the
up.
security guards.
Fine.
Mayor, how many LRT lines do we currently have in Toronto?
Okay.
How many LRT lines do we have?
Counselor,
How many LRT lines do we have?
there's one is called St. Clair.
No, that's a
and
streetcar line.
And that's a complete disaster. That is a complete.
How many LRT lines do we have in Toronto? None? Okay. How many streets or how many traffic signals will the LRT cross on the grade separated line in Scarborough?
You know what? I'm not an engineer. I don't have all these
Mr. Mayor, do you know about the line that we're debating today?
Councillor Matlow, hold on a second. Let's just take a deep breath, lower the tone, questions for clarity. Let's not be argumentative.
How many streets, how many traffic signals will the LRT, the current Metrolinx plan for the
Councillor,
Scarborough replacement
Counselor,
cross?
you know what? I know one thing.
Okay, I'm asking it for a number of things.
Councillor Matlow.
I think you're supposed to ask questions on clarity of the motion.
I am.
Well, talking how many stops or LRTs are not in my motion.
I'm not asking.
All I'm saying, Counselor, is
Do you actually understand that it's grade separated, that it doesn't rip out traffic lanes?
Okay, it does rip out traffic lanes. It does. You know what, Counselor? LRTs go down the middle of a road, they tear up your roads.
No, you did. Mr. Mayor, do you know about this specific route that we're debating today?
Councillor Matlow, calm down. Councillor Matlow, Councillor Matlow.
That the mayor is trying to absolutely sabotage a plan for a route that he clearly has not demonstrated that he's knows where.
Okay.
Councillor Matlow, your
Councillor,
opportunity to speak.
I wish I was a...
Mr. Mayor.
This is a bylaw opening the door to make every ward have a shelter. That's the black and white of the issue here. Okay? I'm sorry to say, this is an insult to my constituents to even think about having a homeless shelter in their ward. And you want me to have a public meeting to discuss this? Why don't we have a public lynch?
Recognize that you don't have, council has no right to direct either the chief or the police services board with regards to any of these budgets.
We have the authority to spend the money out of our budget the way we wish, like we're sitting here for 7 days and debating it.
No, actually we don't, and maybe you need to look at how you just, I'm just suggesting,
All right.
and try and be helpful, that you change the way that the motion is, because as such, Mr. Chair, it cannot be accepted. The second one is that I was just wondering, in terms of the operating costs of this, presumably we're not just buying a helicopter, we're buying a helicopter and some people to fly it. Is that the idea? Where is the, what's the operating cost for the helicopter, and where are you getting that?
I'm not the chief of police, and I don't allocate the money. I'm not on the police services board. All I'm saying is I've given them $1.5 million to get the helicopter in the air. Now they're going to have to man it. They're going to have to put electronics in there. They're going to have to do it. But this $1.5 million will get that helicopter in the air and will save people's lives. And that's the black and white of the issue.
Well, I'm sorry,
You
Councillor.
can sugarcoat it whatever way you want.
I'm sorry, Councillor. You actually need somebody to drive a helicopter.
Councillor.
Yes,
Ford.
I'll just start with the last one. Did you attend any of the police services budget meetings and hear anything about any deputants coming forward for a police helicopter?
Yes, I did. Yes, I had many people come forward to me.
At the actual meeting of the police services board with the deputations. Were you physically at those meetings?
What are you asking me exactly?
I'm asking if you attended the meetings of the police services board where the budget
No,
was
I wasn't at the
discussed.
police services board meeting.
During the budget, asked for a helicopter.
You can walk outside and listen
No,
to people
no,
what they
you
want.
know
Why do
what?
they have to
That's
come and
not
beg
my
and plead
question.
in front of socialists like yourself that sit here and ring them all over the balls?
Oh, withdraw that.
No, I'm
my
not withdrawing.
friend.
It's a fact. I am not withdrawing that because she is a socialist. I am not withdrawing
I
that.
have no problem being a socialist at all, but I don't like being wrung out and say I'm bringing out the police.
What's up? Well, how many helicopters did the chief ask the police service board to provide him with this year?
None.
And how many are you asking council to provide you with this year?
None.
So what are we debating?
I'm going to be a straight shooter as I always am. When I drive downtown every day, or at least 3 or 4 times a week to come to City Hall, there's no secret. Okay, the cyclists are a pain in the ass to the motorists. Like, let's be quite frank.
Councillor, I remind you of the need to
Okay, and
use
listen,
parliamentary.
but hold on. Okay, I will retract the word ass. But the exact same argument I get from the cyclists that say to me, and as soon as I get the emails, the first thing they say is, "You're a fat slob." They go after my big belly, and I say, "Okay, I can understand that, fine. But what's the solution?" Okay, because the cyclists say, "I hate you motorists. I can't stand you guys," and they flip you the bird as you're going down Queen Street or Dundas Street. There's this huge animosity between the motorists and the cyclists. There's this huge animosity, and it's never going to go away, Madam Speaker. But really, $6 million? $6 million right now in the middle of a recession? I get calls from people saying, "I want the potholes fixed." And you know who says that to me? Not just the motorists, the cyclists. I just hit a pothole. I went ass over tea kettle, went on the sidewalk and hurt myself. Well, this is, they want it fixed just as much as... And what really gets me, what really, really gets me, just one thing. The good left-wingers down here, like Councillor Perks and Vaughan and the Bearmaker, like the extreme left, the left, the far left, and Pam too. The funny thing is, you're the first ones that say, bail out the auto sector, we gotta fund it, we gotta build more calls, we gotta bail out the auto sector, let's fund the General Motors, let's get Chrysler out, let's build cars. And what the extreme left is saying the complete opposite. We don't want cars. Well, you either support your union buddies at GM and ask for government bailouts, or you don't.
You're a little off topic.
No, but it's true, Madam Speaker. You know that's true. That's exactly...
I guess it comes down to you have to walk a mile in someone's shoes to understand what people want. And this whole transit debate obviously comes down to subways or LRTs or fancy streetcars or whatever other terminology you want to use. Or the taxpayers overwhelmingly want subways. And as soon as you mention an LRT or a fancy streetcar, they look at St. Clair, they panic. Please, I don't want St. Clair in my backyard. Traffic congestion, chaos, billion-dollar boondoggle. That's what it's going to come down to. Boondoggle that, like I said, will make e-health look like chump change. They want subways, folks. They want subways, subways, subways. Subways, 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 subway, subway, subways, subway, subways, 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 subway, subways, 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 subways.
Exactly what part of the report you favor?
Well, what it basically said, I don't know, obviously you and I totally disagree on transit in this city. I clearly supported subways. We put a lot of work into getting the Shepherd line. You told me when you became chair, I will guarantee, well, you know what? Listen, I'm going to answer my question. You told me right to my face that when if you give me the chair.
Okay, Mayor, can you answer?
I'm answering the question, how this report started. You said we have to get a report going. I said, we'll get the report, and I will guarantee we're going to build subways if you make me chair of the TTC. You obviously,
Okay. So
you didn't obviously tell me the truth.
did you submit